Hello, my fellow citizens of the 7th universe. My name is Player2 if you wish to be that specific. In the next few days, Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will be dropping worldwide, and there's still a few things about the game that people still don't know for certain. This video will be covering said things and letting you know if you should get the game or not. I personally am excited for it, but like, who cares what I think? We're gonna be talking about raw details as to what you think. The purpose of this video is to get your ideas flowing and seeing if you want to actually go ahead and purchase this game for yourself or not. And I'm not being paid or told to talk about these points at all. Am I even supposed to say that? It's not sponsored. You think I'm that privileged to do something like that? You're so freaking funny. Ignoring all of that, let's just go straight into the video and talk about the top 5 things you need to know before purchasing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. Let's freaking do this. This is something that needs to be said right off the bat. This game will not be multiplayer. A first for many of you in a long time, I know. And I was even shocked to find out why this game wouldn't have multiplayer, but honestly, I think it's for the better. Regardless of the recent Dragon Ball games being almost unplayable when online was integrated, this is one of those games that straight up won't work in multiplayer. That being said though, Bandai Namco has released other games in the past that have this formula with online capabilities. For example, the SORTA online games. You're able to play through the story normally, but some other quests and story missions you could do with the help of others. Looking at this game though, I think it was the right decision not to use online at all. Battles would be too cluttered with multiple waves and attacks everywhere. It would most certainly skew the way you think about the game's difficulty. This game is meant to be played by one person and one person only, being engulfed into a fully fledged out JRPG game, and you know what? I think Dragon Ball really needs something like that right now. The game's major selling point is that it's an open world exploration game that lets you fly around, run, fight, and collect items at your own will. That being said though, this game isn't fully open world like it suggests. What do I mean by that? Well, think about this, my friends. You go off to Namek to continue the story and level up Goku and friends. Well, chronologically, if you were to defeat Frieza, Namek explodes afterwards. How can you go explore a map that's already destroyed? Judging by how the story goes, you're going to need to complete certain side missions before major story missions take place, or you'll never be able to complete those. There's nothing yet about the game that says movies are intertwined with the story, so you can't make the argument that you can just go to New Namek and complete those missions, because they never really visited New Namek in the chronological story of Dragon Ball. Yes, you could make the argument that Goku goes pick up Dende at New Namek, but you never actually see New Namek in the chronological Z story outside of the Big Getty Star movie. DLC might change that in the future, but for right now, if you want to 100% the game, you need to complete the side missions prior to you doing the major story ones, or you'll never be able to get the chance to beat them in the first place. A few reviews have been coming out regards to the playthrough time and completion hours of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. What if you wanted to speedrun through the game? Well, you're not going to be able to go through the game without touching the side missions or quests. There will be a considered amount of grinding in this game, and even a certain amount of it that reviewers have stated that the orbs take a while and sometimes are annoying to get. And my god, do you need to grind for these orbs. This is a JRPG after all. If you don't level up your character and go head on to, say, Vegeta, without leveling up your Kamehameha to the appropriate point, you're going to be doing 1 damage a hit, while Vegeta will be probably at 1,000,000 health. If you're looking for a challenge, sure, go right ahead and take on a battle for hours while trying to dodge one hit shot. But if you want a fair fight, you're gonna have to grind, and there's gonna be a really big amount of it in this game. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot will follow the linear storyline through Z all the way to the battle with Kid Buu. But what else is in the game besides that? Without bringing up major spoilers or shocks, there will be instances where you have to take on or do something for someone that didn't happen in the story, and some of them are not even in the canon universe to begin with. This is something to keep players interested instead of just playing through the original story for the 15th time, but honestly, it's not bad. There are some other features too where you can face people that you've already defeated, but absolutely buffed out. Imagine having to go Super Saiyan 2 against Raditz. What's the point of that? Besides possibly new moves and items, it's interesting and keeps the fanfiction fans happy and smiling while playing. Enjoy the story you all know and love, but with other added elements as well. Hey, you know that one meme that goes around the Dragon Ball community? The meme that Goku is actually a bad dad while Piccolo is actually Gohan's dad? Well, how about you say forget those people and actually prove to the world that Goku actually does care for his friends and family? And how about doing just that, but actually being very important as well? Yes, the bond system in Dragon Ball Z Kakarot lets you interact with characters and give you buffs, custom dialogue interactions, skills, and items. There's even some characters in the game that weren't originally plot-driven characters in the original Z story at all, which honestly excites me the most. One thing I wish they talked about more in Z was Launch, a character that many original Dragon Ball fans loved, but got shunned away when aliens started attacking the universe. There's a system inside of DBZ Kakarot that will tell you what you need to do in order to build relationships with characters and what their benefits are. So if you wanted a build that was more focused on dishing out punches, you can do that. Think of it like a Persona feel, where you have to level up your friendships to get abilities and buffs. Man, I never thought I would ever say a sentence that Persona and Dragon Ball were similar. Huh, how times have changed. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot is going to be a very exciting and thrilling game for those who like JRPGs with in-depth story. If you're someone who likes to go out and just punch stuff, you might want to think a little bit before punching in your credit card number. And if you're someone that wants online, well, you're out of luck. This game is not meant for everybody, but at the same time, I believe this game is what Dragon Ball needs to keep its longevity. And on that note, thank you all for joining me. I'm used to making these kinds of videos on another channel, but my first time ever doing one on here, so please let me know if you're into these types of videos. I'm actually kind of curious about that. And also, too, if this is your first time coming to the channel, well, guess what? We're going to be doing a lot of Dragon Ball Z Kakarot content in the coming weeks, so if you love Kakarot, if you love Dragon Ball, please consider hitting that subscribe button because it really would help me out in the long run and definitely helping me, you know, just make friends and everything because I want to become friends with you guys. But on that note, everybody, I'm going to say thank you guys for joining me yet again, and I will be seeing you later!
Oh. Hmm?